Hello and welcome to another episode of EPA Worldwide's education and awareness on parental alienation. So I welcome everybody to this channel, and I thank everybody who has subscribed already, liked, shared, for somebody to take a look, listen to it, and spread the word on parental alienation. If you want to know what parental alienation is, check my other two videos. The one that says Introduction of EPA. EPA worldwide simply means educating public on parental alienation. So that being said, today, the last time I was talking about the fact that parental alienation is a diagnosis, a mental health diagnosis, actually a disease that could be prevented by parents, by us in the community, by human beings. These children that suffer from parental alienation syndrome can be prevented by effective communication and stuff like that. But we're not talking about we're not diving into prevention even yet, and then like coping mechanisms yet. We have been talking about the fact that this is a debilitating phenomenon that we need to desist from. Today I'm going to talk about some tactics that the alienating parents use to recruit children to hate their own non-custodian parents or their absentee parents or something like that. But the last time I was talking to you, I was talking about the fact that Dr. Bennett has proposed this to the DSM-5 task force for them to make it a diagnosis. And that is why it is a diagnosis. And I am going to talk about the tactics, like I said. But that being said, I believe that if we know the tactics that are being used and we desist from those tactics, that means we are indirectly reversing things that can cause or result into parental alienation syndrome for our children. So today I'm going to start again by my name is always going to be Mamle Yoko Godwins. I'm a Ghanaian, like I said. I currently reside in the United States. I have 2 children. I'm a single mother. I am a victim. I was a victim. I am a survivor today. Glory be to God. So let's start it. So, like I said, Dr. Bennett did propose this to the DSM-5. DSM-5 is a diagnosis manual that we use with a set of symptoms or a set of signs and symptoms that if a person present, they can say they have bipolar, they have schizophrenia, they have anxiety, they have bulimia, they have Alzheimer. This is a measure, this is a tool, this is a book, this is a diagnosis manual that that gets used to diagnose somebody of any kind of mental health disorder. So he's proposed that define parental alienation disorder as a mental health condition in which usually one whose parents, that's the child, whose parents is engaged in a highly conflict kind of divorce and litigations, want to ally themselves, they want to have a ties with a child against the other parent. So they gain favor from the child. They try to they present with some symptoms, some strategies, some tactics to lure children to believe them. Have you wondered why a father, can successfully sexually assault their children for a long time and nobody will know? Think about it. Think very well about it. Why somebody can sexually molest their own child, a family member, uncle, grandfather, somebody can molest a child for so many years and nobody will know. Manipulation. brainwashing, psychological, like grooming of the child. Think about it very well. How can somebody be successful doing that without parental alienation, without making the child develop a ties with them, allies with them, and believe them to the point where they can trust them and will be scared of exposing the harm that is being caused to them, the abuse that is being caused to them, and it becomes a psychological trauma, abuse. These children that get sexually molested, do you know what they have to go through for their whole entire lifespan? Food for thought. Ask yourself why people can sexually molest their own children for decades and nobody will know. Some even have children with their own children, female girls, daughters. Think about it. Anyway, just a distractor. Let's dive into it. So the causes of the strategies they use is what we are going to talk about, like I said. But like I explained, this is a process by which one parent tries to get the child to reject the other parent, alters the relationship with the other parent, and the child can't even explain and justify why they hate this other parent, but all they know is they had tied allies with this other parent that pretends they love them. Sometimes they even abuses them. And these things that I'm reading, everything I'm talking about is research, but I'm also telling you it is true because I am evidence. I'm a first hand. I'm telling you these things are truth, are facts, because I have been there. I've seen it all. So this research are not lies. They are not lies. They are facts. Okay. Why consider parental alienation as a very debilitating phenomenon for children? It becomes a mental health disorder, one. And therefore, as people, what should we do? We have to desist from it. We need to wake up as a people and save our children from such ailment. This is a preventable ailment, and that is why this awareness is important. Parental alienation is a preventable phenomenon. Just a behavior change by me, the alienating parent, saying that, hey, I don't want to alienate my child anymore. The effect is going to be massive. This is going to destroy my child. So, hey, let me desist from it. The child will be confused immediately, but eventually he will get it. You know, remember when I told you your mom is this and that? You know, I just want to let you know that it's okay to love your mom. You know, I want to let you know that it's okay to love your dad. Remember when I told you that your dad did this, your dad did that? I want you to know that he's still your mom. I think you should forgive him. Let's read this Bible and talk about forgiveness. Teach the child about forgiveness. Even if, let's say, the person did it. So if you don't want the child to not trust you, have trust issues with you and not trust you, you can even pretend and say, hey, I want us to forgive your mom. I want us to forgive your father. Let's work on forgiveness. I think when we forgive, we'll become healthier, we'll become free. Why don't us invite your mom for lunch? What do you think? And hear what the child has to say. Start having this conversation and see where it goes. Why don't you think we should call your mom? I think it would be beautiful if we just go on a lunch or a dinner with your mom, or go on lunch and dinner with your dad, or dinner, you know. I really want us to forgive your mom. Oh, wow, it's Mother's Day. What do you think? Let's call your mom. Oh, come on, today is Father's Day. Did you know that? Come on, pick a phone. Let's call your dad. Come on, tomorrow is Father's Day. Come on, let's go get a gift and send to your dad. Hey, and I'm talking about the good parent. So I'm not talking about the parent that don't want to be a parent. I'm talking about the father, the mother that want to be involved in the child's life. You can make somebody be involved in their children's life, but don't prevent them. Don't let your behavior prevent a person from wanting to relate with their children. That's what I'm saying. You understand? But try to even if they're not ready to be part of the child's life, try as much as you can and resume communication with them. That is going to make a big difference. That will help you to understand your child, because your child will start talking. He's confused, whatever he's confused about. Why all of a sudden he will start asking you questions. And if you start answering them in a matured way, that will not negatively affect the relationship. It will resume healthy communication, healthy encounter, healthy relationship. Even you can even end up to the point where an alienating parent can call in a targeted parent, say, hey, can you help pick up the child from school today? Oh, I'm available today. Do you need help? I can take them to the library. Oh, I'm available today. Do you think would you mind if I take the children to have a meal with me? And there should be nothing that you should actually be excited that the parent want to be involved with the child. But whilst you are on a lunch or dinner or out or whatever activity with a child, don't initiate the manipulative ways. You, the targeted parent, or you, the alienated parent that want to help this change, bring about this change, don't do anything that will alter the relationship once you are out on the field with the children. And see what change that will bring to the children. See how their mood will change. See how their behavior will change. See how excited they will be eager to come home to meet either parent. Or how they will let them have a conversation in an environment whereby whether the alienated parent is there, the the targeted parent is there or not, they should feel free to communicate and talk about the parent that is not there. They should feel free to talk about, oh, my mom, I miss my mom and it should be okay. I miss my dad and it should be okay. I always tell my children, it's okay to miss your dad. It's okay to want to see your dad. Don't say you don't want to see him. Don't say you don't want to have him in your life. It is okay to be involved with your parents. It's totally okay to want to see your father or want to see your mother. It's okay for any child to want to see any of their parents. Okay, so I'm going to discuss this research. So it will start with behavior change, communication, behavior change. That's where it's going to start. But we're going to talk about the practices parental alienators use. Like I said, we have I am going to discuss a research brief, like in short, a summary of this research. It was conducted with 126 targeted parents, meaning the victims, not the one that is causing the alienation. And this research, it was conducted by a family science. It's a family science study that was conducted in 2018, very recent. Okay, and it was, like I said, it was made of 126 subjects, and these subjects are targeted parents. They were the victims. And this research reveals that alienation is far more common, and it's far more common these days as when it was first spoken about by Dr. Garner. These people, they said it is more common now, and it is debilitating for children and parents than it was previously believed. So it is something that is very bad that we should desist from. This study mentioned the fact that the alienating parents use this emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is described as a behavior that is intended to change the attitude or behavior of other person or other people using devious, find the meaning of devious, deceptive, and even abusive means. Abusive means. Let me tell you this. My children will go to church with the current person who is living with their father, of course, the one that caused our divorce and stuff, he has a child with that person. He's not with that person. He's with another woman right now. And they manipulate my kids. They want my kids to call this woman their mother. So even if they go to church and church members see the kids, they ask them, where is your mother? When the kids say that, that's not our mother, that's our daddy's, wife or whatever, then when the church members see the stepmother, whatever she is, they will tell her that this is what the kids said. As a result, she will put my children in the car and tell them that, well, if you don't want me to be your mother, well, the truth is, I don't also want to be your mother. I don't also want you to be my children. I don't also want to be your mother. As a result, if my son comes from school, they would say, oh, you didn't say good afternoon. I'm not saying it's right for my son not to say good afternoon. But you see, children respond to the behavior, the treatments they receive. So I am not saying it was right for my child not to say good afternoon or good evening or good morning. You didn't say good morning. You didn't greet your stepmother, so you won't have food to eat. A father will tell the son this. When it's Mother's Day, the father they will be imposed to go and call the stepmother living there and say Happy Mother's Day to her, but never ever call me to say Happy Mother's Day. I'm not hurt because this is normal. This is the norm. This is what goes on, so I'm okay. But this is the strategies, manipulation. I will starve you if you don't comply. You have to call her your mother because you want somebody that is not biologically their mother. You want them to accept that, but these are children that have grown up to know who their true mother is. So psychological manipulation. Another way is, oh, if you don't go to your mom, I'll sign you up. What do you want? Karate, basketball game, this, dancing club, reading club, writing club. I'll sign you up next year if you don't go to your mom. If you tell the court you want to stay with me and we have custody, I have custody. Every year is next year. Next year come, next year. Dad, I thought you said you were going to sign up for next year. And the kids will come and constantly fight you. Oh, but Dad said he's going to sign me up for this. Oh, but Dad said he's going to sign me up for that. And when the camera is rolling, sometimes in the middle, the basketball season, when the camera is rolling, in the middle of that, a parent will sign the camera is rolling means we have an ongoing court case, ongoing hearing. So a parent will sign the kids up in the middle when they are halfway towards the end of the season, the basketball season. Soon as it's over, it's over. I want to go to Como, but Mom signed us up for this activity. But oh, I'll sign you up next year when we get custody. If you want to go and stay with your mom, I will never call you my child anymore. I'll just take your stepbrother as my only child, and that's it. Manipulation. Okay, so that's some examples I've given you. Now, another thing is lies. I have an instance where I took my kids to Ghana before, when they were very, very young. And then they will be told that, I took you to Ghana and you were starving and I came to feed you. And indirectly, he's trying to get the kids to, he is not even want the kids to know that it is their mother that took them to Ghana. Because my kid, 2018, my little son's wish was he want to see his family in Ghana. That's his new year. What he want for Christmas. He told me what he wanted for the holidays was to see his family out in Ghana. How is that possible? This is alienators, authors, extended family, the children's relationship with the extended family. They don't want them to have relationship with the extended family. My kids have seen it all. This is not healthy. Every child deserves to have a family. Every child deserves to have a mother, a father, relate freely without restriction, without feeling like they will be punished without feeling like they will not have access to one parent. If you go, then I won't call you my child anymore. If you go, then that is manipulation. It's not healthy. It is deadly. Playing some other tactics is playing the victim role. Playing the victim role, that you will lie and create stories and make people, like my ex-husband showed a video to my kids telling them about a mother that did something that has caused divorce, and then the children ended up suffering. Yes, my kids were under your care. You were living with another woman for 8 solid years. From 2010 you left home. You got custody from me 2013 of no error, fault of mine, but just because I'm leaving Maryland to another state. That's one reason. We're going to talk about a lot of things on this channel. If you want to subscribe and stay tuned, you're going to learn a lot. We're going to talk about what discovery is in the court. What discovery is. I did not give discovery. I missed this discovery deadline, and I got sanctions against me, and that resulted in me losing custody of my children, plus me moving out of Maryland. So we're going to learn a lot on this channel, but I want you to subscribe. Come with me on this journey, and we're going to learn. You see what I'm saying? Yet he's playing the video to them for them to believe that it's a mistake of their mom that is causing them to suffer. Meanwhile, you gained custody, you kept them in the house that you wanted, and that is the house you wanted, not the children. But gaining custody will give you the children, the house, and that's what he did. So he got the house, got the children, because he got the children, so he got the house. Yet he lived with the baby mama that caused our separation and divorce. And showing the kids totally different story to make them believe why they were suffering. Because another episode, something happened to somebody somewhere, and it's on video, YouTube or something, and he was showing it to them. Playing the victim role. But the kids till today, January 1st, 2010, till this minute, my children can never swear that they have seen me with a man before. Never, ever. They have people they call uncles and stuff, which they know in my house. They have never seen me with a man in my house. They always slept with me. As long as my kids are with me, if I'm not sleeping in the house with them, there is somebody sleeping in the house with them, not a man that I sleep with. My kids never ever saw me with a man. Never ever can tell you this is their mother's boyfriend. 10 years and counting. Never ever. But he showed, you see, so they play victim role to manipulate the children, to make them believe the reason for their suffering is totally something else rather versus another. Okay. Another one they talk about is encouraging defiance and alliances. My children, I was talking about this in a previous video. They were made to disrespect me. They were made to abuse me. My son will come to me, and if he does something and you say clean up or even do anything, oh, he will fight you. He will tell you, oh, I came to you only because Dad said he need a break. Oh, I came to you only because Dad's girlfriend said she need a break. Oh, I came to you because Dad said he's going on vacation. Alienators. If you love your child so much and you are destroying his relationship and making him or her to become defiant and rebellious towards the targeting parent, then love them then. You're going on vacation. What prevents you from taking him with you or her with you? A mother, a father who is an alienating parent, please desist from it. They are the abusers. Alienating parents are the abusers, but they rather pretend. They are those hurting these children the most, but they pretend. Next is disrupting time between targeted parent and child. Do you know that when it's an exchange, I'll go, sometimes I have to call police. I even end up with a court order saying, putting me in a contempt status, because when it's time for me to have access to my children, I'll be denied access. And when I call the non-emergent police line to check on the kids, because I'm supposed to have them, I haven't been given access to them, and I need to talk. They said even if they are not with me, I need to talk with them every night from 7 p.m. to 7:15. That also has not occurred in years. Yet, when it's time for me to visit with them, have access to them, that also will not happen. I will have to go to the police station, get the police to call the other parent to try and get me to have an encounter with my children. Can you believe that? These are what alienating parents does. They alter the relationship, they alter access of the other parent to the children. Withholding information. Guys, this is research, but I'm telling you, it happened to me. It can happen to somebody. It has happened to many. I wasn't the first, I won't be the last, and that is why this talk is important. We have to stop it. If you stop these things, indirectly, you are enhancing and healthy relationships between a child and a parent. And otherwise, you are preventing the child from having mental health disorder called parental alienation, among many others. My child, my little son, finished kindergarten without me knowing, just because that week wasn't my week to have access to him. What is wrong with a parent that's making the school call me, give me notice, say, this is your child, this is a milestone? And guess what? The alienating parent that caused this and act like he loved the child was also not there. Most importantly, because he won't be there, he won't make me aware to be there, so that I cannot, the fear is I will use it against him in court. My big son was graduating from elementary school to high school, and from elementary school to middle school, from 5th grade to 6th grade. And the promotion ceremony, the alienating parent wasn't there. The alienating parent got there when the celebration was over, when the program was over and everybody was getting in their car. So because of this, he will prevent my presence, my encounter, so that with the fear that I will use it in court. One thing I want you to know out there, if you are going through divorce, you are going to custody litigation, communication, the court is not for you. The system is not for you. The system only goes by who can compose themselves, who is not hurting, who is the one that is the abuser. They are usually those that can compose themselves calmly and present calmly. You, the victim that is hurting, it's hard to know that everything that is being said is a lie, to know that everything that is being presented is not true, for you to stay calm and compose yourself with the composure that they want, so they will believe what you are saying. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. As a victim, as a survivor, I'm telling you, when there is a situation going on, put the kid's interest first. Don't worry about the child support. Don't worry about what. Both parents sit down, or get a mediator, get a family, get somebody who will listen. In my case, the family is supporting this evil. So there was no, and I'm one versus him and his family in the United States. So they didn't like the marriage from the get-go anyway. So how are they? The marriage was a plot, was a scam. And I'll talk about that as we build this family, So it was a scam. So the motive was, he's illegal in the United States. You want the visa lottery. Let's quickly marry you and blah, blah, blah. So that eventually he can also get his status. So the marriage wasn't marriage because they loved me, but it was because of a scam. I didn't know. So eventually, they were not ready to help solve any problem. They were actually happy that everything go apart. Of course, I bought a house, he got it, everything else. What else again? It was going to benefit him if he got everything, got custody, everything. So what else? But when you are going through this situation, try and find somebody who can both person are shy of and will listen. Put what you want on the table. Put what he wants on the table. Put it together. What can you accept? What can you change? That will be child focus. That will be in the interest of the kids, because once it got in the court, there is no, the only way I have is go to the court, because this is a person that is determined to tear you down than to help his own children, determined to gain versus help his children, determined to prove that you are evil, you have mental illness, when he cannot prove, but use tactics, brainwash his own children, destroy his own children, so he can get what his selfish motives needs are. So parental alienation, we're talking about tactics. If you just came to this channel, again, my name is Karen and Mamle Yoko Godwins. Mamle Yoko Godwins. And I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner in the making. May 10th will be my last day of school, and I will become a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I currently practice as a mental health nurse and telemetry message nurse sometimes. Okay, so we're going to bring this to an end, but before I do that, let's talk about defamation of the targeted parent. Well, I talked about that probably already. Defamation of targeted parent, and then erasure. Everything. When I planned to do, I enrolled my kids so we can have a family swimming class over a summer in 2017 and 2018, I think. He would do everything to alter that. Anything that is positive that I would do with the children, if he know, he will sabotage the plan, so it doesn't have anything. He will erase. All the strategy was erasing, taking steps, making tactics, using tactics, strategies. Oh, but I'm taking you to the movies, so why would you go to your mom? Because you can't do this, you can't do that. That affects the child's ability to know that you truly love them. You understand? So basically everything positive that you are doing as a targeted parent, the alienating parent, want the children, don't want anything positive about you to register in the children's brain, their mind, their history, their memory, that you have ever been in existence and done anything positive to help them, you know. And then the defamation, we talk about that. Then we withholding information, I talk about that. Their grades, their school performance, behaviors, they will always show them. So I hope this has helped you to know some of the strategies, tactics that alienating parents use, and we are all working together to desist from it. And I once again thank you for coming to this channel, EPA Worldwide. EPA Worldwide simply means educating public parental alienation. Once again, it is presented by Karen or Mamle Yoko Godwin, Mamle Yoko Godwins, and I would encourage you to subscribe, like and share. Subscribe, like and share, so we can get this awareness to the whole wide world. And everybody who is suffering from parental alienation, every child that is dealing with it, will be able to desist from it. Thank you all and have a blessed day. Thanks for coming to my channel. Bye-bye.